for garbage service and water and sewer for $77.60 a month. It remains the same, actually, $77.60 still. Let's jump down to July. We go from $83.80, however, to $91.60. Now, I'm going to confuse all of us even more. When we prepared this at this time, we had not discussed the sewer fee. And Trustee Walkington had mentioned to me, and then our Treasurer Kelly Hensey brought up the sewer fee, that we haven't ever adjusted the sewer rate. So the question is, this probably should be increased, not significantly, but again, our sewers are getting older, there'll be repairs coming in the future. So what you're going to see is there's a sheet with an explanation and a worksheet behind it. Our sewer rate for the village sewer rate, we receive 30 cents in revenue. And you see that 11 months of billing with the Hainesville sewer rate at 30 cents comes to $19,306.80. We asked to look at it with increasing it to 40 cents and then increasing it to 50 cents. So 11 months of billing with the Hainesville sewer rate at 40 cents goes to $25,742.40. If we jumped it to 50 cents, it would be $32,178. Kelly and I, in discussing this, Kelly and I feel strongly that we need to go to the 50 cents.
We're just discussing this portion tonight.
Actually, I talked to Jim Rock, and we can actually approve this along with this item because this is sanitary sewer, which is part of our water service. We do give summer sewer credits, so it's all encompassing.
Can you share your thinking in taking it up to 50 cents, Linda? And that's 50 cents per 1,000 gallons for the audience.
Well, our efforts and start increasing money that we have to pay for repairs in the future or replacements, our infrastructure is not so new, and we're going to expect to have ongoing, breaks in the system, and those cost money, and so we're going to need to have one of those buckets that has money in it. And while we do have some money in the bank that we're dividing, sewers are one of the most expensive repairs or replacements we can do. Look at what we're having to incur just with moving the sanitary sewer over on Washington Street. So that's my logic.
Also, we talked about in the Finance Committee the fact that we're getting more services from the waste, the garbage company with the leaf service, that we felt that it was so justifiable to raise some money on the sewer because we're not raising any money on the garbage.
Exactly, because you see how that family of 6 wasn't even impacted during the winter months at all. The other thing, and this is again just for water, we can call around for sewer. There's a water rate of surrounding villages, and I will get sewer added as well, so we can have this on display at the town hall meeting. But if you look at these neighboring towns, it lists the name of the town, the rates for their water, and their water source. So this does have people that are villages that have their own well system, and it also lists people that are on Java, which is Lake Michigan water. Round Lake Beach is $5.98 per 1,000 gallons, and that's just the water portion. Round Lake has a base rate. It's just a flat charge of $9.89, and then on top of that, you pay $3.50 per 1,000 gallons. Round Lake Park is a flat like we have, $45.64 for up to 7,000 gallons. And then $6.52 per 1,000 gallons that you go over. Like Lake Villa is a $19.20 charge up to only 3,000 gallons, and it's 3,000 minimum. And then it's $3.20 per 1,000 over. Gertie has a flat base rate of $8.50 just for the service, with $3.98 per 1,000, and then they are dropping in May of this year to $3.89. Gray's Lake, $5.94 per 1,000 gallons. Antioch has a base rate of $12 flat with $2.50 per 1,000 gallons on top of that. And I will add sewer to that. So you can see that we're not by any stretch of the imagination even close. And I'm not proposing that we should be, but I do think we have to safeguard our future for our infrastructure.
Can I add something?
Yes,
I
please.
didn't put this on the sheet, reflecting back, I should have. But if a family used 8,000 gallons for 1 month of billing, 8,000 times the current sewer rate of 30 cents that the village gets is $2.40 on your bill for the 1 month. If we use 8,000 gallons and it is proposed to do 50 cents, that is a total of $4. We're talking an increase of $1.60 for your month utility bill on the sewer portion.
Chair, order, we haven't made it yet, but there would be a motion to accept the garbage rates. But we don't really have, unless we're gonna make one here, we don't have a specific amount in the motion for the sewer rate. So we'd have to use.
We're proposing to increase the sewer rate by 50 cents.
That was Kelly and Linda's recommendation.
Okay, so that's, all right, so that's, all right, I just, was a point of order.
Okay.
Just wanted to understand.
So it is 50 cents.
That's what I'm recommending and what Kelly is recommending.
Yes, and I think trustee Walkington, you were kind of shaking your head too when Linda was saying about the 50 cents.
I've been kind of after it for years to kind of add on to these things a little bit because, things now, that started in 91, you're getting stuff in an early Deer Point that's 22 years old now. Last year we had some water breaks and stuff in the mains, which I'm figuring has occurred about 10 years earlier than we probably should have had any. And we've never done anything as far as maintaining the sewers other than what they are now. And there's no fund to do any, repairs. I figured we should have had something on hand because we knew eventually we were going to have to move that portion.
Is there any way that we can put that as a separate line item on the bill and then earmark it so it gets stashed particular, or just for that service, Kelly?
I have to look at a bill right now. I'm trying to remember on the actual bill if it had, I know the water is separate,
Sewer's separate.
but I don't know if Lake County sewer and Hainesville sewer are
No,
together.
it's
So they are
not.
two separate already on the invoice, so residents
So
will
that
see each
we
category.
here at the village know that we've got this additional revenue stream coming in from this additional 50 cents, so that can be socked away somewhere in some account, so that when we have to dip into it to start repairing infrastructure.
We do have a sewer account, basically, it's called the tap-on account.
Okay.
But that money is gonna be starting to get used to the water main, the Washington force main movement.
So
And
I just want to
plus,
make sure that if
the
we're
village
putting this on the
also-
bill and we're gonna go to the residents and ask them for this extra half a buck, which is, understandable because we.
It's not an
It's
extra
not actually
half.
half a block, it's 20 cents.
Oh, I'm sorry, 20 cents, excuse me. That we got, that we could at least, look and square and say, yeah, we're squirreling this away so that when your water main breaks in front of your house, we have the funds there to fix it immediately and not have to, do a fire drill to, tear up the street and get the water main fixed. Is what it boils down to. So I want to make sure that it's earmarked squirrel away specifically for that purpose if we're gonna, put an increase on utility bill.
Well, then it has to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta tell you, if you get a sewer force main that breaks, you can drop $100,000, no problem. And you're gonna have to start having a revenue source right now to back it up. Be scrambling.
It can get real expensive real quick.
And the pumps for the force mains aren't cheap, so we've done a little bit of work on a couple of them, but, if you're gonna end up putting a new one in eventually. So, it's time to put some money.
I don't oppose this, but it's not that we have been without money for improvements and repairs. The money has been there, we've handled it differently, but now in a new approach to the budget, earmarking this and planning ahead is a favorable move.
Right, and I think Kelly hit the nail on the head. She brings up the TAP account that we have. We do have money there, but a good chunk of that money is going away when we pay for moving the sewer on Washington. So this is a way of already starting to
Starting to
rebuild.
okay.
Yeah, that's,
Well, I'm good with it. It makes sense.
okay. All right,
Call for the question.
go for the question. Do we have a motion for approval for the rates as discussed?
So, wait,
Do you want to?
Yeah, we should specify.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, so whoever's making the motion has to read off the rates.
oh,
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept the water, or the utility rate recommendations on the sheet as proposed, plus the 50-cent addition rate for the sewer.
Thank you.
Well, the 50-cent rate with no addition.
Yeah, it's a 20-cent increase. We're going from 30 to 50 cents.
I'll just say the 50 cents instead of what's wrong. Is that good enough?
Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you.
And I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, we're good?
Second?
Kevin second.
Oh, okay.
Roll call.
Trustees Crease,
Aye.
Ruberstein,
yes.
Floating Wall.
Yes.
Daley,
Aye.
and Washington.
Aye.
Thank you, motion carried.
We will be talking about this in the newsletter, and this will be a big focus again at the town hall meeting. We'll be doing also another CTY call as we get close to the town hall meeting, so expect two CTY calls in the month of April. And on that note, I put a memo out to the board and staff February 22nd asking for any input or thoughts for the town hall meeting. So we have moved forward. Obviously, there'll be a lot of discussion regarding the utility bill, changes in services. We're also going to be doing a presentation or talk about the transportation and construction projects taking place in our area in Central Lake County. Jeff touched on one through Greg's report, but there's other projects going on as well that I think people should know about. We'll be talking about the Emerald Ash Borer project. And, we just approved and adopted a budget tonight. So now that that's approved, some of the trustees and myself will briefly be talking about projects that will take place with the approval of this year's budget. So if you have any last minute thoughts, you need to talk to me quickly because we're not doing a lock-in where people stay overnight, although it's a thought. Spread the word, come to the town hall meeting, April 23rd, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So move.